It turned out that the thigh held by Wendy Wilson was the chairman of the Eastcliff listed group. Moreover, the other party's surname is Wilson. Is he a relative? He couldn't help asking Claire. Wife, do you know the relationship between the Wilson family and this Fredman Wilson? Is he a distant relative? Do not know. Strange. Charlie murmured. Normally, the chairman of a listed group with a market value of $10 billion cannot be mixed with low-end coffee like the Wilson family, let alone Wendy. Showing face, is there any adultery in it? Claire hurriedly said, Don't talk nonsense. That man looks older than my uncle. How could there be any adultery? At this time, Wendy, surrounded by the crowd, finally felt that kind of feeling that has attracted much attention. Fredman Wilson next to her is not only the chairman of the listed group but also the chairman of the Nongguang Chamber of Commerce. All the businessmen present naturally cheered on him and continued to flatter him. When Fredman Wilson introduced Wendy to them, he used the titles of his niece and future heir to the Wilson family, and he also took the initiative to say that he had invested in the Wilson Group, and all of a sudden, these people would treat her respectfully. Even, many people who were too lazy to take care of the Wilson family before, in order to curry favor with Fredman Wilson, even offered to cooperate deeply with the Wilson family. With a humble face, he handed Wendy's business cards and exchanged phone numbers. At this moment, Wendy felt the treatment that the upper-class society and the powerful, and she was naturally excited. Prior to this, the Wilson family was in the construction and decoration industry, and everyone hated it, but after embracing Fredman Wilson's thigh, it immediately became the object of the construction and decoration industry who wanted to make cooperation. Shopping malls are really Vanity Fair, so snobbish and realistic. She couldn't help thinking of Claire in her heart. Don't you, Claire, think you are great? Didn't you laugh at me for being divorced by the White family? Now I am not only close to Fredman Wilson, who is more capable, but also the director of the Wilson Group. Even Grandma treats me respectfully. What are you compared to me? Thinking of this, she immediately thought that Claire, now that she started her own business and set up a studio, should also participate in this kind of industry summit, right? She wonders if she is here yet? So she immediately stood on tiptoe and looked out of the crowd, trying to find Claire's figure. Really? An extremely beautiful figure jumped into her eyes. It is Claire. And next to Claire was Charlie's D*MN rubbish and stinky silk presents. Wendy gritted her teeth bitterly at this moment. Claire, today I am going to take back all the humiliation you gave me before, included with all the benefits. Thinking of this, she immediately took a handful of Fredman Wilson by her side and said, My cousin and her rubbish husband are also here, let's go and say hello to them. Fredman Wilson nodded and said dozingly, Wendy, the two of them insulted you so much before, today I will make them pay for that with double the price. Wendy was so moved, she blurted out, Fredman, you are so kind to me. Fredman Wilson smiled slightly, I treat you well, isn't this a matter of course? After speaking, he sneered and said, Where is your cousin and that stinky rag? Take me to meet them. I will teach them how to behave today. By the way, let the entire Nongguang Chamber of Commerce block them. The woman who bullied Fredman Wilson's girl. I think she is living impatiently. Thinking of finally having a chance to avenge Claire and Charlie, Wendy held Fredman Wilson with excitement and walked towards them. As soon as the person came to the front, Wendy said proudly, Oh, who is here? It turned out to be a woman who was evicted from the house, and a son-in-law who came to the house. You are even qualified to participate in such a summit? After that, she looked at Claire up and down again, and snorted coldly, Claire, your studio has just opened, and now you don't even have a single employee? Is this kind of silk hanging company eligible to participate in industry summits? I think the Emgrand Group is really blind. Seeing that Wendy had come here, Charlie asked in a cold voice, Wendy, the other day you knelt on your knees and begged for mercy and was slapped by your grandma, did you forget it? I think your scars are all right. Forget the pain. When Wendy heard Charlie say the angriest point in her heart, she immediately furious, and shouted, Charlie, How rarely do you pretend to be here with me? Do you think I am the same Wendy before? I tell you, today if you are with me to speak, you have to kneel and speak. Charlie said disdainfully, under the world, the person who can make me kneel down hasn't been born yet. Even if the King of Heaven comes, I don't want to kneel. Are you living enough? Wendy yelled contemptuously. Charlie, do you think it's great for you to fool a few big people? Can you trample our Wilson family under your feet? I tell you, the Wilson family is not what it used to be. Charlie smiled and asked, what? Did you hold your thighs? Wendy pointed to Fredman Wilson, and the villain said with a great ambition, this is the chairman of the future company group, Fredman Wilson, Fredman Wilson. He is a member of our Wilson family. Now he is also an investor in our Wilson group. He will support us. You are a waste, dare to be arrogant here? Believe it or not, Claire's studio will be completely blocked. At the same time, let you have no place to stand in Orus Hill?